Steamboat Willie makes a comeback thanks to Mickey Mania from Sony ImageSoft. Mickey Mania is a unique Disney game that takes you through Mickey's history as a star in animated cartoons. Naturally, the game begins with this 1928 classic. Steamboat Willie was a black and white cartoon, so it's fitting that this level in the game is also black and white. After you jump up and walk the oscillating tightrope, the game will gradually start to turn color. You probably wouldn't even notice it at first if we didn't tell you. Jump up to the windows and hop from windowsill to windowsill. Eventually, you'll find some bells. Ring all of them to allow the screen to scroll right. Next, defeat this big lug by throwing marbles at him. When he collapses, use him as a trampoline to get over the stack of crates. Board a crane on the other side and let it bring you to the right of the screen. From there, carefully make your way to the right. The last thing you have to deal with in this level is a bunch of gears. First shoot the one on the bottom left, then shoot the one on the bottom right. After that's done, pay attention to the arrow boxes moving above your head. When one of them drops a spring, use it to jump high enough so you can throw a marble at either of the two high gears. When you defeat both gears, you can proceed to the next level, or rather, the next cartoon, The Mad Doctor from 1933. Watch out for the bats as you cross the bridge. Inside the castle of the Mad Doctor, you will encounter his skeleton guards. They walk as if they were on stilts, and they throw their skulls at you. The worst thing about these guys is that their bones tend to start flying in all directions, usually your direction. In the next level, you get to hop from cart to cart in a fast-paced but short ride through an area dense with buzzsaws, spikes, and lava. You don't want to touch any of these except the spike. There's one place where you can get hit by the spike, because if you try to jump over the spike, you won't have the time to land to jump over the upcoming lava pit. Gee, life as a mouse is tough. In the elevator level, stick to one corner as the bones fly and hope you don't need to use any fancy footwork. After this, continue on to the next level. Fill the beaker with a drop from each of the solutions above. One solution is red, another is green, another is blue, resulting in a brownish mix. Place the beaker over the Bunsen burner, then go turn it on by standing on the button. Sit tight for a moment and let the Bunsen burner heat up the mixed solution. After a while, everything will explode, conveniently opening up a new corridor which leads straight to the Mad Doctor himself. This guy's a kook. He loves to throw chemicals. He's a tough nut to beat, literally. This means it's time for a secret stage select. In the options screen, choose Sound Test and then the Beanstalk 1 music and Extra Try sound effect. Next, put the cursor next to exit, then press and hold L for a little while until you hear a tone. The tone tells you you're ready to play. When you start the game, you will be able to choose your starting level. One of the coolest levels in the game is the Moose Hunters level. This level provides a nice change of pace after the hair-raising experience with the Mad Doctor. Branches often fall from among the dense leaves of trees, so you need to keep an eye out for likely spots from which they will fall. Big, huge rocks also fall from up high in the dark areas. Pass these areas while looking above you at all times. Pluto is your next key to success here. Watch him carefully. If he stops suddenly and points left, jump quickly. A moose is coming. Jump with precision or the moose's antlers will hit you in midair. As you continue through the level, look at the graphics. They're mesmerizing, aren't they? That's what happens when you mix Disney animators, Sony, and the capabilities of the Super NES together. The next level, too, is quite impressive. The moose is hot on your tail, and you have to keep up your running speed to escape him. To make matters complicated, you have to avoid rocks and puddles, plus grab apples as you run. Apples give you the energy you need to maintain your speed. Don't digress. Keep running and don't get tired. You have 3 more levels to go. In this one, enter the building and get out of the cold. The only way to get out of this level is down. Drop down the second big hole in the floor to find Pluto on a raft. He'll be glad to take you to the Lonesome Ghosts. The Lonesome Ghosts are hard to catch because they're so fast. The collapsing stairs don't make the situation any easier either. You're just going to have to put up with it and keep dealing with these goofy dudes. Unfortunately, they come back to haunt you by riding speedboats. The basement has flooded, and you must hop from barrel to barrel before the one you're on sinks. The next cartoon you get to play is one everyone has seen, Mickey and the Beanstalk. Surely you remember Mickey's launch from the champagne bottle, and you probably also remember the face of this beetle. The exact same face was used for a bumblebee in a cartoon where the bee and Pluto keep taking bubblegum balls from each other. Anyway, it's just a little factoid. Move the plant pot under the dripping water so the soil can get moist. Wait a few seconds and a flower will grow for you. If you're wondering how plants grow so fast, the answer isn't Miracle-Gro. It's simply because this is Fantasyland. Don't forget that. After all, when was the last time you saw a mouse with clothes on? Further along the level, you'll ride pea pods while avoiding a pesky little dragonfly. The pea pods are just like barrels in the last level. They sink after a while. More bugs harass you in the next stage. Step on the red button, then enter this hole and get ready to avoid a spider by hitching a ride with a ladybug. This bug can really book it, and it's a good thing because that spider wants you for dinner. Next, use the growing beanstalks as footsteps to get up the castle steps, then sneak under the door. Inside the castle, you need to climb the legs of the table to exit the stage. Once on top of the table, you can have fun jumping on the jello or hiding in the Swiss cheese. The golden harp of the cartoon is not in the game, so if you want to hear the song, you'll just have to sing it yourself. Just take the mirrors down first. The last cartoon in the game is The Prince and the Pauper from 1990. Perhaps the trickiest part of this level is swinging from chandelier to chandelier. Here's a tip: go with the flow. Never go against the direction of the swing. Instead, walk with the swing to make it gain momentum. It's simple physics, and like all physics, it looks easier than it is. Once you make it to the stairs, though, jump up and flip the light switch to the library. The challenge increases from here on, mainly because of the weasels. You've seen these guys before in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Next, jump on the air pump a few times to blow up a rubber ducky. Board the rubber ducky, wait for the water to flood the room some more, and then head to the right. A cool stage is just ahead, the tower. Reminiscent of the old Atari 7800 tower toppler game, this level is a race to the top. Press and hold the jump button throughout this entire level so you can concentrate on controlling Mickey with just the left and right control pad buttons. The next stage is another race to the top. Use the same strategy of holding down the jump button. It's the only way to make it to the top, where some players will find an unpleasant surprise. We won't tell you what it is, so you'll just have to play the game to find out. Boss Pete is very close, and even if you can't make it to him, you can always use the stage select. Pete is a difficult boss, but with our hints, you should be able to win. You start the battle on the left side of the room. Duck your head and wait for Pete to throw a sword. When he does, get ready to run under him, because he will jump in your direction. When you get to the other side, watch out for falling spikes. They usually fall in the same places, so find a safe spot between them and remember it. Next, Pete will jump back to this side again, after which another round of falling spikes will occur. When it's over, Pete will get ready to throw his sword. Sound familiar? Get ready to run under his jump and get back to the left side again. Push the cart full of nails to the right, just enough so it pokes Pete in the rear when he lands on this side of the room again. Repeat this process until two switches appear in the upper corners of the screen. Now, instead of using the cart full of nails to harm Pete, wait until Pete's sword sticks in the wall, then quickly stand on the sword and jump up to flip the switch. The switch will release the iron ball and send it sailing into Pete's face. You'll need to go from one side of the room to the other just as before, but now the falling spikes are much harder to avoid. When your life runs low, be sure to pick up one of the stars. They refill some of your energy. Continue the painstaking process of flipping the switch, going to the other side, flipping the other switch, and so on. The reward for all your hard work is only a presentation of the cast of the characters plus these credits. Look at the joke that they included. If you enjoy this game, buy it twice. Now that's funny.